Hey babes, welcome to Stoned and Horny, the podcast all about exploring and expanding your knowledge in sex and cannabis with experts and friends. I'm your host, Hayley Herms, and today we're talking about our first loves, cheating and cheaters, and breakups with our special guest, model and personal assistant to CEO of Assholes Live Forever, Miss Molli, aka Mollipop, as everyone knows her. We're just gonna get into it.
I'm so excited.
Yeah,
I'm kind of nervous.
You know what? I feel like this is gonna be a lot of fun because, like, low key, we're gonna be talking tea about like cheaters and exes. Like,
it's piping hot.
That everyone wants to hear about that. It's kind of like a car crash. It's like doesn't matter who you are, people want to look. They want to know.
And they want to know the details.
Exactly.
Like every little thing.
We need the dirty details. And especially in like 2023, we know cheaters be cheating, especially in Los Angeles.
Oh, yes.
So, but before we get all to the crazy shit, I wanted to start on a sweeter note.
Okay.
And I just wanted to talk about like our first loves before we get crazy, you know, so everyone knows we're sweet, nice ladies.
Yes, and then our first love, so they can bring out the total opposite
your first
side.
Love could also be where we end up later.
For me, yes, it is.
So let's start off sweet, how it all started, and then we'll edge our way into it.
Okay.
So, first of all, tell the people, where are you from?
So I'm from Maryland. I was born and raised in Maryland. I was basically raised on a farm. Like one stoplight town. I think my graduating class had 300 people in it.
Crazy.
So yeah, very small. Like whenever you go out to the grocery store, you know everyone and their mother.
Yes.
Which is annoying, but I miss it being out here. So yeah. I love the small town vibe coming out here because there's a lot I feel like people take for granted out here that was like they were born and raised.
Yes.
That I will never take for granted, but I think it's vice versa too, where you know, someone born in LA will go back to a small town and think it's the greatest thing ever.
It's quaint. It's nice because I grew up in the suburbs out here, so that's a little different, but most of my family is from like Wisconsin, Michigan,
so you know,
Indiana. So I definitely get the small town vibes.
Yes.
Like I grew up like in the summers we would be in Green Lake, Wisconsin, and it was like everyone knew who like my grandma was, my uncle, but like, oh, you're so-and-so's granddaughter? Like, oh, she hands out popcorn on the park nights on Thursday. Like it really is like that.
Which I love until I got to where I am today.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So now
if you guys don't really know, like you said, small town, it's like you do modeling out there, OnlyFans, or any kind of like line of work in that thing, and people don't really treat you the same.
No.
You're either loved or hated.
100%.
Yeah, so it's an interesting world to be, even as a content creator. So it doesn't like anything in like this LA bubble thing. People like they want to stare at you like a car crash and be like, what's going on here? Let me dissect this person. And because they have something in common with you, they feel like they know you and can be like, that's not the Molli I knew in high school.
I literally get that every single time and go home. I'm like, we're supposed to grow. It's okay.
Yes, exactly. You're like, well, the money versus high school Molli, that's a little different.
But it's crazy because what I know now is that all of those relationships in my small town, they're all swingers. They all cheat on each other.
Shut up.
Swear to God. And it's like, whatever floats your boat. But don't talk down on the people that are openly doing it. Like,
yes, people want to shame so hard. Stars.
And I'm like, now I know why you're shaming, because you're doing it behind closed doors and you are, I don't know, picture perfect.
Yes.
So it's funny.
Exactly.
It's hilarious,
I had a friend like that. And she loves giving all this like high horse like dating advice, telling people to have standards, this and that. Yet she was doing like the craziest, dirtiest shit ever. And I didn't care. But then she would slut shame me and my other friends. And I'd literally be like, you are literally just like us, if not worse. But what's even worse than that is that you sit in your little shame closet, and you do the same things, but you shame the rest of us.
Right, 100%. That's how everyone is back home for me.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
But with that knowledge, having a first love in a small town.
Yes.
Tell us about that. How did it start? What's the story? What's the rom-com of it all?
So I used to live in Pennsylvania, and then I moved to it's called Kent Island. It's literally on an island, in 10th grade. And I, just being like a new girl, and everyone was just like, oh my God, like there's this new girl, blah, blah, blah. And there was this one guy who was like eyeing me up, but really didn't like say much. And I liked that because everyone else was just in my face.
The new girl. It's
Oh
like
my
very
God.
like you either like love or hate the new person.
And it was a 50-50. Like the girl, for the first couple of days, I sat in the cafeteria lunch or like bathroom. It was literally a movie, but I then switched to a different like lunch and I was fine.
Okay.
But anyway, this one kid, is it okay if I say his name?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you're okay with it.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
His name is Nico, and
Nico.
yeah, I just hit it off with him, and I was with him when I was in 10th grade, all up until I was 23.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those core years.
Oh,
and like
yeah.
what were like things that just like when did you know you're like, oh, I love him, like he's my first love, like I'm in love type of situation?
I think it was I know so I really don't come from like a good family background. So during high school, I basically lived with his parents.
Okay.
And I remember when something happened in my family, this was still in 10th grade. I want to say it was like the end of 10th grade year. I started dating him Valentine's Day, so February of that school year, like till May probably.
Okay.
And he was like, you know what? Why don't you just come live with us for the summer? And I think that's when
That's so nice.
it's so sweet. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And his parents were okay with that.
And his parents were amazing about
Okay.
it. I lived with his parents from 10th grade all the way up to senior year.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, they must have loved you then.
I loved that.
But you seem really respectful and nice, so.
I will always, we'll get into like the breakup, but I will always thank them for, you know what I mean? Like they were
Yes.
my mom and dad for my core high school years, and I will always love them for it. You know what I mean?
That's so sweet. No,
Yeah.
I get that. It's just a respect thing.
It is.
It's
because
like, and it's like they didn't do anything to you, you know.
at
Oh.
that time,
No!
at that time
No!
they didn't. At that time they didn't.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God. So things are going to go south. So
Yes.
for those okay, so you said till you were 23.
Yeah. So
Okay, so nothing was going on in high school. You were safe. It was great.
Oh yeah.
The best of times.
It was amazing. It's still, I'm being dramatic. It still was amazing all the way up until probably quarantine, because that's when I came out here.
You were still seeing him up until quarantine?
We bought a house together right before quarantine.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, we bought a house together, and I was only supposed to come out to LA for 10 to 12 weeks because I'm such a grandma and a planner.
How did I not know this?
Yeah, we like did a lot of firsts together.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
My God. So you were like, you were ready to like get married almost? Like, or you just like, because I feel like, especially like from the suburbs, like most people I know are like having their babies, engaged,
Yeah.
and like.
I was, but then my older brother, it's very open. He went through it. He had a baby way too young in a relationship just like I was in. And seeing the trauma that he went through because he didn't experience those years, I was like, no, thank you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I will not bring a child into this world and then go back and be like, damn, well, I really wish I was 23. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just me though. Like,
Yes.
so so right before quarantine, we moved out. We got our fixer-upper. We fixed up a house together.
In Maryland.
In Maryland, yeah.
Okay.
No way I could afford a house here.
Yeah.
And he did a majority of it financially. I gave like a small portion. It was literally like The Notebook. Like he fixed it up for us.
Yeah.
But in the back of like his mind, it was already open that I was going to California to try it out. Like
Okay.
it wasn't, I felt as if the house was okay, we got the house, you're going to stay, right? You know what I mean?
Like he was going to stay.
No, like
like he got it so you
Yeah.
would stay and not go to California.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when you didn't change your mind, he was like, whoa.
Yeah. And then that's when his parents kind of started to like escalate a little bit with our relationship, which looking back now and through a lot of therapy, it's their baby boy, right? Like I can understand where they're coming from, but also at the same time,
I mean, what were their big concerns? They just wanted like grandchildren or like?
they wanted grandchildren. They didn't believe like the whole modeling thing. They still to this day think I'm in the porn industry, which is fine. If you want to think I'm in there, that's fine. I don't care.
And even if you are, like...
Right. I think the thing that hurts me most, and this goes from like my family too, is that you guys, like, they know me to my core.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to love someone. If I were to be on camera, fucking people 8 or 10 times a day. Like, you guys know me. I'm not, you know what I mean?
And most of our friends, like, are relatively, like, big porn stars or, like, sex workers. And they are, like, literally the nicest people, like, so inspiring. Like, just, like, like with any industry, it can be problematic no matter, like, and I think you posted a meme once and it was something like, oh, no, I know, right? I love a good meme, but it was something like, okay, this is like really loose. I can't remember like verbatim.
I'll probably remember.
It was just like essentially like, oh, you think sex work is like hard manual labor? Like what about like your 9-to-5 job kind of situation?
Oh, that was me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because my mom has worked in the dental field for all of her life, and her eyes are bad, her back is bad because she's in the front, doing all the paperwork, and then she'll like assist on the side if like the assistant is called out. So you're telling me, you know what I mean? You're giving your body up to someone that you won't, I don't know. It's
regardless, you don't have a choice.
Right.
Like you're just like, you have to work that job, and
correct.
Regardless, you're going to use your body to work some kind of job.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyways.
I always do this. I go like.
No, that's what makes it great. We love that though. But because, we got to get to the juicy stuff too.
I was going to say, but all your topics today is literally meshed into one big story. So it lines perfectly for me.
Yay. Yeah. Well, not yay, but like, thank you for sharing with us. Okay. So I guess in like to just like when does everything go wrong? You got this house. You still were gonna go to California.
100, and that was when we bought the house and picked it out. Like that was still like
you made it be known. Like I'm still going regardless.
Yeah, and at the time, quarantine wasn't a thing, so I was only gonna go because previously I would fly here for a week at a time, and of course you're gonna love something out of a small town vibe.
Yeah.
So I literally planned 10, I think it was actually 11 weeks of shoots, interviews, just because, I didn't know.
Yeah.
And then I got here. I was here for a week, and then quarantine happened. And the world, shut down.
Yes.
And then I remember everyone...
And had you rented an apartment, or...?
So she's still my best friend to this day. Her name's Demi. It was a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. Okay. And I really didn't even know her like that at the time. We were just...
Internet friends?
I mean, when I came out here, I would stay with her, but again, it was only for like a weekend or two. It wasn't, long at all. And when I was, pitching the idea, she was like, just stay with me. Okay. I'm like, okay. So she's a bartender and like waitress at S3E3 restaurant.
Okay. Oh.
So, yes, we love her.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. I scheduled all my interviews and photo shoots in the morning, and then 'cause she works at night, so we wouldn't get on top of each other. And then we just sat and stared at each other for weeks. But it worked out great. So I stayed with her.
Okay. So you still stayed here?
Yeah. So
just to see what would happen, or if COVID would go away. Because I know we all were like, oh, in 2 weeks it'll be gone.
Oh, after Easter. The day after Easter, I was like, I can't wait.
Yeah.
But that's when I met Kirill. So Kirill, I was following him, and he posted I just post like he normally does. He was like, I'm looking for a whore to shoot. Quarantine, world shut down for, I think it was $300.
Yeah.
And I looked at my friend Demi. I'm like, I will act like a whore for $300 because the world shut down, and I only have I think I only had 10 grand saved. Okay. And I mean, that's a lot of money, but like it goes
so fast in LA.
Right. So that was
Yeah.
nothing. So I jumped on like everything. And then when I got there, you know, he was like, you are so not what we are used to, but we love you. And here's a job.
Oh,
So
beautiful.
that
On
was
site.
On site. And yeah.
Okay.
And even Linda loved me. And that's like very.
We know Linda's picky.
Yes. Linda's very picky. So, of course, when I got that job offer that night, I called Nico and was like, hey, I have some income now. So I'm going to stay longer because at that time, already 8 weeks went by doing nothing, you know, or like 6 weeks. And he's like, no, no problem. Like, hindsight, I should have known. No problem. I want you to follow everything. Like, go ahead, blah, blah, blah. And then, so it got down to, I was like, okay, well, it's getting to be a lot. I think it was 5 months. And he was like, I think I'm ready for you to come home or this isn't gonna.
Oh, shit. So you stayed out here for 5 months.
Yeah. And he was like, okay, well, you do you, or like you need to come home and pack your stuff up, blah, blah. So
pack your stuff up like you need to leave?
At our house.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was kicking you out.
He gave me basically an ultimatum. Like, if you want to stay, good for you, but it's not for me type of thing.
Stay in California.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's he's all I was like ever known. So I, you know, quit, went back home.
Yeah.
And luckily, like Kirill and Linda, I would come out here every week, you know, every month I would say, and still work for them. I got home. The vibes were off. Just very, very
Women's
off.
intuition.
Yes. And actually, this like leads into why I got my dog 40 because I was so depressed. Oh. But I came home and at the time his parents fix houses, like they flip houses. Okay. So he's constantly working with his mom and dad. Like he worked at a lumber yard and then, which is where they got their deal for everything. Mm-hmm. And then after work, they would fix these houses. So he would be, I don't know, fixing these houses till 10, 11, 12. I'm like, no, ain't no fucking way. Like this, I was with you previously and you would come home 8 sharp. Like, you know, 4 to 8 is all you have time for after work, right?
Yeah.
And I let it go on for like 2 months because I would ask him, like, is there anything going on? Because you had me come home. Like, I came home for you.
Yeah.
Like, not trying to make you feel bad, buddy, but I came home for you. So if you weren't sure, like, you better tell me now because I will go right back. Denied everything. Should I get into the cheating part?
Oh, yeah. Let's fucking go for it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So the vibes.
Well, at this point, we understand the first love point. Like we where did things?
He was great. Yeah.
Oh yeah. We don't need to talk about the sweetness anymore.
Okay. Yeah. So it's called Ocean City, Maryland, which is kind of equivalent to like our Malibu, I would say.
Okay.
So you go there for a weekend if you want, and he went for a weekend and didn't invite me. I'm like, that's weird.
Did he say like, a boys trip or something?
He said he was going fishing with his uncle and his cousin, which was true, but so yes.
We're plotting.
So he came back home, vibes were still off. So that Monday when he went to work, I went on his laptop and in his Facebook search history was this girl. So I clicked on her profile.
He just left his laptop just like
he left
no password, or did you know the password?
Oh, I knew the password.
What an idiot, no offense.
No, I know. And I clicked on her profile. I will never forget it. And she posted a picture in Ocean City, Maryland. So girls, I was stewing. I called my best friend Megan. And this is where my crazy kind of comes out because. So I called his cousin that was with him. Okay. And I was like, Nico told me everything. Do you want to tell me? And I knew nothing. Like, I knew nothing.
Yeah!
Yeah. Like, I just was like, this is how I need to get it out.
You really gave it an Oscar performance.
Oh, I sure did. Because when you know what I mean? And I needed just 100% confirmation. And his cousin, still to this day, like I still talk to him. He's very sweet.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh yeah, no. And he was like, "Oh my God, Molly, like I'm so sorry. Like he had me go to this girl's house and like we were there like all night, but I didn't want to, you know, bullshit, whatever." But he confirmed it. So I called him at work and, you know, didn't answer. Texted him and he was like, "We'll talk about this when we get home." Well, I called my friend Megan up and I just got my shit out. I'm like, I'm not fucking playing this. Like, of course I was devastated. Like I can say like, you know, talk a big game now, but I was like sobbing uncontrollably. And then I contacted her and she basically like admitted it and sent me all these.
So did she know about you?
She sure did.
Oh.
She said she knew about me at first because this was going on. This relationship was going on when I was in LA. So when I was in quarantine, he met her and was having a relationship with her. And when I got 40, I guess, so my dog, I got him because I knew something was up. So I got a puppy because I wasn't working at the time either. I was just alone all day because he was alone. And someone was doing drive-bys at night. Because, you know, when you have a puppy, you are outside every hour on the hour, basically. This bitch was doing drive-bys of my house. She was in our house, like in my house when I was here.
Oh my. That's another thing. If you're going to cheat, take it outside my fucking house.
That's
like,
right.
Have some decency to like be in another sheets and a different mattress. Like, literally, like, this is going to sound so dramatic, but my main ex, I don't know. But like, he didn't cheat on me, but like afterwards when we were still, you know, well, no.
Oh, no, I know. It's okay.
When you're still like canoodling or whatever, you're like, I don't know, like whatever. At one point, like I had found out he told me at my brother's birthday party, and I was so pissed because he knows I wasn't gonna make a scene and I wasn't gonna be like, because my brother and I have a tough relationship, so I was like, there's no way I'm gonna make a scene here, and he had to have done this on purpose, so he like knew I was gonna try to like hold it together.
Wait, he told you like
He told me that he had sex with a girl after we broke up, and he had hid it for 2 years, but he was giving me major shit for 2 years because I had slept with someone else in another state when I was on vacation, and we had been broken up for 11 months. Almost a full year until I had fucked someone new, gave me shit for 2 whole years, and then I found out 2 weeks after we broke up, he had fucked some other bitch.
Isn't it crazy that the people who are doing it are it's that they're so ashamed inside that they have to like portray it on you?
Yes,
so and
then you feel fucking delusional,
yes.
And you're like, God, like, oh my God, like, it was so dramatic. And so I literally was like, I don't know if it sounds dramatic, but I literally was like, I can't come to your house anymore. Like,
that's not dramatic.
This is gonna sound crazy, but not only was I mad that he had sex with other girls in his bed, but a picture of my mom is right above his bed. My mom has passed away and was like a great human to him. And I literally said to him once, I was like, don't you think my mom looks down at you in bed and thinks that should be my daughter?
And probably, I agree with you. Like, he should have, that's so disrespectful.
I'm like, at least take the fucking picture down.
Right.
Take the picture down. He still has it up. And so I was like, yeah, I can never go in your bed again. And then on top of it, for 2 years, you took me back to your house, and your brother and your dad knew what was going on. Like, I feel like a fucking idiot.
That's kind of like his parents knew about it.
I remember, like, specifically, this. I know this is going to sound crazy, but I remember when Molly first told me she got cheated on. And, you know, it's one thing to be like, Beyonce gets cheated on, like, everyone. But, like, Beyonce's living in a whole other world where things are like at your disposal and this and that. Like, you know, if you're in a small town, you don't really have a fucking excuse. You can communicate with your significant other. You're not out of town.
Yes.
There's like not fame in it and this and that and the third. But like, I was like, Molly is one of the hottest girls I know. And if Molly is getting cheated on, like, we're all fucked. Everyone's getting cheated on.
I think as soon as, who was it? Oh my God. Why can't I think of her name? Blake Lively? No. Who's the... Did she get cheated on?
I don't know, but I love Blake Lively. I really hope she didn't get cheated on.
Damn it. Hold on. It'll come. Everyone knows her, Blondie. No. Oh, the Victoria's Secret model. She got cheated on. I think it's Candace, right?
Candace? I don't know. Low-key, they probably all got cheated on.
Probably, but as soon as she came out and said that she got cheated on, like, fucking great. Like, it's really good.
We're literally all getting cheated on.
Doesn't matter the distance.
Literally.
It's really good for me. Really good for us.
It's so sad. So then how did you talk to the girl? Like, what'd you say?
So it was on Facebook Messenger because so I messaged her and I was like, hey, I remember I was like, hey, no introduction here. You know who I am. Like, I know who you are.
Woo!
I was big and bad, like, typing.
Yeah.
But as soon as she FaceTimed me, I was sobbing, like sobbing uncontrollably. But she told me everything. And then I wanted to have a sit down. Like, I do better with.
Yes.
Like, I don't know. I grew up when there was a problem in my family, we have a round table. Like, you just all you sit at the table and you fucking, voice your opinions about each other.
Yeah.
And I wanted that with them too. I'm like, I need you guys in the same room. I need to see the chemistry. I need to see all that. But they didn't want to do that.
Of course not.
So she told me everything, and then he owned up to it and everything. And I was like,
so was he trying to deny it, or you hadn't confronted him about it yet?
He was trying to deny it.
Okay.
But he was ignoring me. So that's how I knew it. That's how I knew.
How are you ignore? Wait, you lived in the same house. How do you ignore you?
Well, not remember. I'm like, remember?
Yeah.
I got all my shit out that day.
As soon as his cousin. You had been living apart for a little bit.
No, we were still together.
Okay.
I literally got all my shit out that day.
So then wait, timeline me here really quick. So you get your shit out that day. You talked to her that day too?
Oh, that's when I messaged her. Yeah.
Oh, this all happened in a day?
Yeah, because
fuck.
I went back into my mom's basement, and my mom and I don't have the best relationship. So to go back there, like moving out and then moving back in was really tough. But like that's all. That's the only place I had to go.
Where else would you go? Yeah.
Yeah. And I just remember my mom like coming down the steps because I was sobbing, and she was like, "Whose ass do I need to kick?" I'm like, "Please, no one."
You're like, not today.
Yeah. So I lived there. Until we sold the house because I was not moving back in that house after realizing that she was in my bed in that house that we built together. So we sold it.
Tainted.
Yeah. I forgave him. I forgave him.
No!
I know.
We appreciate the honesty, but it happens. So what happened?
I don't want to say I was talked into it because no one can talk you into shit, but
okay.
His side of the family was just like, put yourself in his shoes. You're with someone and they go blah, blah, blah.
Oh,
so I did.
Not the guilt tripping.
It was very guilt tripping. But in my heart, like I was like, you know what? People make mistakes. Like, I will forgive you.
Yeah.
And then I came back out here again.
And it changed.
It changed. Yeah, it changed everything. Honestly.
How did you feel? Like, did you meet anyone new? Or you?
Yes. I was by myself for a year because when I would go back home, first couple times I went back home, I would still hook up with him because I think, I'm just not a hookup girly.
Yeah.
So I was not hooking up with anyone in LA. I'm a huge flirt, but I won't hook up with you.
Yeah.
So I needed my fix when I got back home. And he was the only one.
Yeah.
And then it was just, I met my current boyfriend. Yeah.
During that, okay, wait, so obviously you sold the house. You were still flying home? Or like at one point?
Oh, no. So I was home. We sold the house. I was still home. That's when I went to esthetician school.
Okay.
So I went back to school. I'm like, you know what? If I came home, like, fuck, I might as well do something with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With my life. So I went back to school. And then after school, we got in the same routine. And then I realized that all of these healthy relationships, so quote unquote, that I thought, I'm sure you can like attest to this.
Yeah.
Are not healthy at all. And they want to portray something that they are been together for so long, you can get through anything, blah, blah. But then again, as I said, you're out cheating on each other, you're doing this, doing that. And I was like, I'm not going to be 45 and have my husband, aka Nico, cheat on me.
Yeah.
And then think about, where would my life be if I was in LA? You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's better to say, I mean, I feel like low-key you could always go back home and do that and whatever, but
Yeah.
you know, you're young, you're in your prime.
I'm
So
like a gypsy soul too. I want to be this place, I want to be in this place. I don't want to be stuck in
you
one
just
place.
want to explore.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
That's what life is all about.
So then when you met your current boyfriend, was that the moment you were like, I'm going to stop hooking up with my ex? Or like when did you were like, I got to stop fucking my ex when I go home?
It was actually a couple months before. It was probably like 4 months before I met my current boyfriend.
Okay.
I just was like, this isn't really going anywhere. But he also had to talk with me that he wanted to come out to LA and that he was ready.
Shut the fuck up.
No. And I remember literally telling him, I'm like, you gave me a year like to live by myself and I like it. And I was like, unfortunately for you, it's taken you a year to decide that you miss me when you should have known the minute I drove across country by myself 3 times. He allowed his girl like to drive by herself. No.
Okay, so I have to ask, do you low-key think he only wanted to come to LA because of like he saw how you were living now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because like then don't you think he'd just like cheat on you out here?
For sure. I guess I don't really. Do you agree once a cheater, always a cheater? Do you?
I want to say 75% yes, then the other 25% no.
Right.
I think if someone really like wants to change, like you can do it, but I don't know, majority of the people I know cheat. They cheat
Again.
a lot
again.
and a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
And they just like, it's, I don't know if you want to call it a sickness at some point, but like I have a really close friend and his ex significant other, they were together for 7 years again. Yeah, bought the home, did the whole thing. And he was just doing all these weird things online, but also cheating. And at some point, he's just like, I think like, he's like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't help it. Like, I just feel like I I need the attention. I need this. Like,
Need the extra attention from
yeah,
other.
like he just, well, they're a gay couple, but like
Okay.
regardless, they didn't like, I know there's like a kind of, I don't want to say a stigma, but almost like stereotype that like all gay people have these open relationships and like, no,
Right.
my friend, he genuinely like, he wanted a house, he wanted to adopt kids. Like, he's like, we're having a future together. So when he found out all this like shady shit, he was just like, this is like not the person I know. Like,
It's so hurtful.
Yeah.
It's so hurtful.
exactly. And then there was like some other things that happened. Because I don't want to put that on blast, you know.
Right. Don't put it in there.
But it was just like his excuse almost was just like, I can't help it. Like, I'm sick. I need to go see a therapist. And then it turns out he was seeing like a sex therapist who was like trying to get to the issue. But like, I don't know. I'm like, is it a sickness? Is it some people just being fucking assholes? It's like, because there's
Both.
so many, in 2023, there's so many ways to explore monogamy, non-monogamy, to learn how to communicate your wants and needs. Like on our first episode of this new season, we have a woman come in and she was like, when I was a virgin, she was a 20-something-year-old virgin. And she's like, I would literally just go online and be like, how to do sex seminars. Like, and she's like, and there's genuine, legitimate things popping up. So I feel like there's like, I don't know, cheating. And like, I think this is like a great point. Molly, we're going to play a little game.
Okay. All right. I'm ready.
Okay. So we're going to both answer these questions, of course. But then I'm going to tell you how most Americans responded.
Okay.
Okay, so is it cheating if your partner likes their ex's Instagram pictures?
How long was that relationship?
So I'm going to say your choices are yes, no, or it depends.
I would not consider that cheating. No.
Okay. I am on the it depends fence. I feel like a lot of relationships don't end up cordially. So to me,
Right.
if you're liking your ex's shit, depending on how things ended, I'd be sus. Like, I can tell you right now, like, if there was a girl dating my ex right now, I'd literally be like, girl, focus on yourself. Like, because he's still stalking my shit. So
Okay, yeah. Actually, yes, I
that's
agree
like
with
we're
you.
a reverse case. So, but 19% of Americans said yes, 52% said no, and 29% said it depends. So,
Okay,
next question.
okay.
Is it cheating if your partner is still messaging people on dating apps?
Yes. Yes.
So, the answer to this one,
What is your answer?
okay, my answer is yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And what the crazy part is, I had a friend who responded by saying, no, like it depends. Like,
What?
I was like, girl, like you are brave. 85% of people said yes, it's cheating. 4% said no, and 11% said it depends how long we've been dating. So,
I guess everything with cheating, I don't understand. Like with the third answer, it depends on how long we've been dating.
yes.
Clearly, you are not interested enough to stop talking to other people. So why aren't you just honest and say like, "Hey, this is not working out for me.
Yes.
I don't understand why people just aren't honest. I literally blows my mind.
I think if you, okay, I definitely want to have a whole other episode about ghosting, but I feel like some people love ghosting and some people hate it. Some people are like, no, I don't want to know why someone ghosted me. I just want to be ghosted. I'm a person like, if we've been on more than 3 dates, I think you should tell me like that you're going to go like, hey, things aren't working out. I would rather see other people. I would rather see other people. But like, I think it's just kind of like you said, like by like the 3rd, 4th date, like I'm going to keep talking to other people
Right.
online. I'm not.
I just think it's like a common courtesy, respect thing. I don't know. And a lot of people lack that.
Yes,
So,
I
yeah.
agree. So,
Thank
next
you.
question. Is it cheating if your partner doesn't delete a dating app from their phone but says they don't use it?
Wait, say that again. I'm sorry.
So, basically, is it cheating if your partner still has dating apps on their phone but
they don't use
they
it?
say they're not using them?
Yes, because if you're not using it, then you would delete it. So you're lying.
That's what I feel like.
Yeah.
So, only 45% of people said yes, 23% said no, and then 32% said it depends.
If I went into my boyfriend's phone right now and he had dating apps, I don't know what I would do. I'd probably cry, but then I would.
Then you'd
why?
Beyonce and lemonade him and say, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I feel like dating apps also. This is just my personal opinion. That is just for hookups. Unless
people are like, "Oh, it's for friends," and I'm like.
Okay, the math ain't mathin', but okay.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be some people though that are listening and disagree with us.
100%.
But
yeah.
I'm going to agree with you.
Yeah.
Is it cheating if your partner flirts with a stranger?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to say it depends. And here's my reasoning. You can admit to it, you can say no. But don't you think sometimes you flirt a little bit to get things that you want? Like you're not like interested in someone, but maybe like if you're at the club and some guy's like, "Can I buy you a drink?" and you're like, "Yeah." And they buy you a drink and then you disappear with your friends.
Okay, I guess my next question would be, what do you classify as flirting with that? Right?
I guess
so.
Well, the thing is, I feel like just like being a hot, nice girl, like sometimes I'm just being nice and I'm just smiling and people think that I'm like flirting with them.
Right.
So like, I guess that's right because sometimes me just being nice, people take as flirty. But if I'm really trying to flirt, I guess I wouldn't try to flirt at like hardcore. I'd go along with something if it was going to get me something good, maybe. I don't know if that sounds bad, but.
No, because I know what you're saying. And I feel like you and I are a lot in that sense where people aren't like that in LA. They just kind of are jaded in a sense.
Yeah.
Which I understand why. But because we're so like, hi, how are you? Or whatever.
Yeah.
People take that as flirting.
Yeah.
When it's really just
because
like,
we're friendly in a really mean city.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
Okay.
However, 33% of people said it depends, and only 18% of people said no, but 49% said yes, it's cheating if you flirt with a stranger.
I guess I would have to go with you. Like
We can bust out these scenarios here.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. I think I have a scenario.
Okay.
So say we wanted to get backstage somewhere, and
Yes.
it was through a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we're gonna have to flirt.
Yes.
But then, once you get back there, because you presented yourself in such a way, which is fine. But like if you're in a relationship, you have to do way more back there, which then I would be like, ooh, I got myself in this mess, and I don't want to do anything. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But in that scenario, to get backstage, like, yeah, of course, girls are going to flirt. But then these guys think because you...
Well, so then that's where you have to be careful of, be careful in the sense of keeping it flirty for as long as possible before it gets, like, sexual. Or my thing would be to go with a friend that's single so that they can be the wing woman.
Okay.
And I can just look, like, hot and flirty next to them.
Right.
But I'm personally not a cheater, so
No, me either.
I wouldn't cross lines, but I might be flirty to get backstage.
I think if I were presented, I don't know, an opportunity to go to like Post Malone backstage, I think I would call Michael and be like, hey, like this is what I'm doing.
Yes.
I'm going to get backstage. But then if it got to a point where, because I know what they do backstage at some of them.
Yes.
If it got like that, I'd just have to
leave.
Dip. Yeah.
Okay. But at least you got to say you did it.
If I got the okay. If I
Okay.
didn't get the okay, I don't think I would.
Okay.
Because I never understood this. I'm happy for the girls and guys who get to go backstage and do all this stuff. But at the end of the day, it's just a story. So why would I ruin that experience for something long term that I think I'm going to have with my boyfriend? Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Oh, I get what you mean, girl.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of people would be like, "Oh, it's my hall pass," or like this. The thing with me is this is the hard part. I don't know if this is going to sound possessive or what, but like how do I say this? I would sometimes occasionally get mad at like the Instagram model photos that my ex would like because I would know, but I would know someone that knows someone that knows them. And I kind of be like, it's hard line to draw of like, that could actually be like my friend one day. That could be someone I work with.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I don't really feel comfortable of you like liking these photos with someone I could be close friends with or I could work with one day and like, or like famous people I'm friends with. Like it's a really weird line. And I think in a semi-perfect world, it's hard because I feel like a lot of relationships don't have that communication. And I feel like it's so easy to be like, well, if you communicated, but most people aren't. If I think I had a relationship with very strong communication skills, then I feel like my partner would trust me enough to be like, oh, she can do this. Like, yeah, she might be a little flirty or whatever, but I know she's not going to like pass the line. She's not going to like this, that, the third. But again, like I said, communication is so hard. And most people like...
They lack it.
Yeah. And I think it's like everyone like, or like some people are like, oh, maybe I'm going to try being like polyamorous or non-monogamy. And it's like, no, that's even harder because you have to communicate.
There's no question.
Yeah.
No questions asked. You have to. Yeah.
So, I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to do a few more.
All right.
Okay. Is it cheating if your partner sleeps in the same bed as someone else?
Yes. Wait.
So
it depends on the situation. It depends.
Immediately, I said yes too. But then my friend was like, well, what if you're at a house party and you all get really drunk and everyone just crashes on a bed and like there's just like 4 people sleeping on a bed? And I'm like, I feel like that's a very unique situation. But I guess in that situation, I'd be like, okay, fine. But like maybe if it was like, oh, like at his ex house or like, I don't know. Because immediately I wanted to be like, oh yeah, totally. Why would they be sleeping in a bed? But she just found this really unique situation.
Yeah.
But she's also like, she's really punk rock. So she's going to like punk shows and punk houses.
And that's what they do. They literally crash like anywhere.
That community culture, I think I would get it. But like, I'm going to be real. If I had a monogamous relationship and my husband was like, oh, or boyfriend was like, I'm going to like an ALF party by myself, like, and I'm gonna spend the night there, I'd be like,
Like, you're gonna do what?
you're like,
Right,
what?
yeah.
So
It depends.
48% of people said it depends.
Okay.
And so almost half people said it depends. 38% said yes, no doubt. 14 said no. Our last, there's, okay, we'll do 3 more, 3 or 4.
Okay.
If your partner is sending someone else nudes, is it cheating?
Yes. Well, okay.
Exactly.
I send nudes for money.
Yes.
So,
But that's your work.
I was going to say, do people consider that cheating?
That, I think, if it, again, communication, it's your work. It's not like you're hiding it from your boyfriend. He knows
Yes.
that's what you do for work.
He takes
That's
the
how you
pictures.
make he's a
Right.
supportive partner.
He is.
But if he's not an OnlyFans person or he's not selling nudes for money and you just saw him sending nudes to someone else,
Yes, that's cheating.
okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I thought too. But then also, my friend made a very unique case.
Okay.
She said, what if you're sending, like, she's like, girls send their nudes to their friends all the time. Like, hey, look at my nude. Isn't this cute? Like, and I was like, damn, that's true. So I guess it's all about, like, what is the intent behind
scenario.
sending the nude?
Because in
But
her...
96% of people said, yes, it's cheating.
Yeah.
And most of these did not end so strongly, but people strongly believed that was cheating. If your partner is texting their ex, is that cheating? Yes, no, depends if they keep it a secret or depends what they're talking about.
It depends if they keep it a secret, and it depends on what they're talking about. Because I still, not a lot at all, but like the last time I communicated with my ex was about my niece.
Okay.
And
Why?
Because, okay, so my niece is 10 years old, and when my brother went through like his rough patch, I basically raised my 2 nieces, my mom and I. And, you know, my niece Mackenzie knew Nico from when she's known her all 10 years of her life.
Yes.
And he was ignoring her. And I'm, listen, whatever feelings you have towards me, let it be. But do not ignore my grandmother and do not ignore my niece, because those are the 2 purest forms of love. You know what I mean? So I had a...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then 45% of people said it depends what they're talking about too.
But if there's like a conversation there and everything, then I agree. Like, there's no reason to carry on a conversation with your ex.
Okay. I agree.
Yeah.
Do you consider it cheating if your partner is flirty texting someone else?
Yes.
Yes, I do
Yes.
too.
Yes.
75% of people said yes, but 19% of people said it depends. And I
Well,
was like,
are they saying it depends because I have to send out mass DMs flirty on OnlyFans?
That's true. Again, but you're being paid for work. I feel like if you're not being paid for something and you're just sending flirty messages.
Like they're getting off on the extra attention, then yes, that is cheating.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think like regardless, like what if I sent my friend's boyfriend like a flirty text message? Like, are we 6% of people said no, that's not cheat? I'd be pissed.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. That's, first of all, you and I would never be friends with a girl that would act like that.
Oh my God.
But I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it cheating if your partner kisses someone else as a part of a drinking game? Yes, no, it depends.
Yes.
I say yes too, because
You can
if you're
say
going
no
to
to that.
participate in a game that requires kissing other people, why?
Right.
And if you're going to do it, or if you want to do it, ask me first for my consent. But like, I don't know. But 26% of people said it depends. 19% said no. And only 55% of people said yes, which I was kind of shocked, because I was like, who's just letting their partner play drinking kissing games? Because like, what if like it doesn't stop at the kissing? What if like we've just opened the doorway?
And liquor can do that to some people.
Mm-hmm.
And why isn't your boyfriend or girlfriend playing the game with you? I don't know, right?
That
if you're
part.
drinking, then I want my boyfriend there. I don't know.
Okay, so then here's something like that you would think is, here we go. Is it cheating if your partner sleeps with someone else?
Yes.
So 93% of people said yes, but 2% said no, and 5% of people said it depends.
You want to know why the situation of it depends?
Porn stars.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna,
Yes.
because it was this whole poll was done in America. It's not. These are big numbers of people. It is not a small pool. But so I just thought we
That was
do
fun.
that.
That was interesting.
Very interesting. So it really opened my horizons of like what is cheating, what could be considered cheating. But in your case, cheating was just cheating.
I think cheating if I've learned to put myself in their shoes. If I wouldn't like them doing, I know that's so cliche, but if I wouldn't like them doing it, then that's cheating to me. You know what I mean? Because the person I am now, I communicate with everything because just over communication is better than to leave. In my case, if I leave something unsaid, it trickles down, and then I explode, which isn't good for anybody. Yeah. So I feel like over communicating so you know like what your partner would and wouldn't like. So then if you know and then you still do it, then yeah, you're blatantly cheating on me.
You're disrespecting someone.
Yes.
So on that note, as we wrap up this episode, with cheating, breakups, first love, can you give us a few tips for people going through a breakup? Because I took a poll on our Stoned and Horny, and about 86% of people said that they have been cheated on. But we also had people admitting to being the cheaters too, which was very honest of them. We love that in our crowd.
It is.
But we also had a couple people responding back saying that they are currently heartbroken and they would like some tips. So let's give some tips.
You go first.
Oh, fuck. Okay. I very much think that when you go through a breakup, it's kind of like that saying, like, you need to go through hell to get to, like, heaven. And so I think you shouldn't ignore pain. For myself, I personally have a rule, like, don't drink when you're sad. So,
I love that.
like, yeah, because it's like you could go so many places with that, whether it's an angry place, trigger warning, suicidal place, self-sabotage place. Like, you could go so many places when you get drunk and stuff. And I think that's a big common thing is when people go through any kind of heartbreak in life, they want to get fucked up. They want to numb it. And I think numbing and getting fucked up prolongs the healing. And I think you should just like hurt really bad for as long as you need to. I'm a big believer in suffering. It's like the saying is like suffering. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional.
Yep.
So you're going to feel what you need to feel. I think you should go through it, whether you're emo, sitting at home, or you need to go like have time with your friends or your family, whatever it is. I think you should just feel your pain, go through it. Don't get fucked up. Don't try to don't try to get revenge either. Because if there's anything I've learned, karma will sort itself out, even if you don't think it is, whatever. But like, when you try to get revenge, as cliche as it sounds, I really think you're only hurting yourself because you might do something that you wouldn't necessarily do in character, and it might feel good then, like, haha, I got them. But then later on, you're like, oh, I feel really shitty. I regret that. And that like regret stays way longer than just being like, I hate this person for a little bit.
Right.
You know?
Hurt people hurt people.
Exactly.
So whenever, and especially in LA, it's like the first thing to do is people like want to get revenge or something. And that's the first key sign that I know someone's not healed, whether it's a breakup, like family thing, like a friendship thing. It's, it's that saying, it's like, something about like being cut, and then if you don't heal those wounds, you bleed on others. So like, who didn't cut you?
Yes.
So I agree with you, and like feel it as like much as you need to. And I am a big believer in journaling.
Yes. Agreed.
One thing my therapist told me, and that will probably live with me forever. So every single time like something traumatic happens, breakup or whatever, you write a letter to them.
Okay.
You never send it, but you write a letter to them just explaining everything, and like it can be hateful, it can be sentimental, it can be, you know what I mean? Like, this is the final goodbye. And I found so much peace in that, just writing it down. And who knows, maybe one day I will send it to the people. You know what I mean?
So I've actually done that before.
Have
and
you?
I actually sent the letters to 2 people. I was doing a 6-month inner child chakra program to, like, you know.
Oh, heal your inner child.
Yeah, heal my inner child, but also teach other people how to heal their inner child through chakra work. And during that time, there was like my shaman or whatever teacher, whatever you want to call her, was just like, you need to start writing letters to all these people and just like get it out. And I was big on like, I don't like writing and then burning something, because I think like, I'm like, oh, all my hard work, like,
Yeah.
So I wanted to keep it. But eventually there were a couple where I was like, I really feel like I felt compelled to send them. And I did, and I got really good responses. And you really don't know, because it could have went all the way other south. They could have told me like, fuck off, like whatever. But it ended up really good. And I'm still like restarted a relationship with one of those people. Another one, we were able to like both get closure with the letter and stuff. So it was really beneficial.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
And I want to say, like, even, I know the podcast is for women, but I think even if you're a man listening to this, I at least still have the same advice. And I think men extra need to journal.
100%. Yes.
But so definitely, I love the journaling tip. What else?
So I have 2 more. Okay. So I think being cheated on, I remember I was so fixated on the other girl that I was literally obsessed with her. I would refresh her feed, her everything, literally probably knew what she was wearing that day. Like, it was bad because I was constantly comparing myself, like, what does she have that I don't? Yeah. Just block them. Don't get yourself fixed. You know, they don't have anything that you don't have. Like, don't even compare yourself. Don't even go down that route. It has nothing to do with you. That's all on your partner. And then I think for me, you will meet someone else and it will be great. I remember I just like kept thinking like, you know, great, what if I don't meet anyone and blah, blah, blah. But there's like no one else like compared to my current boyfriend. And I'm so happy. Yay. So I think people need to.
Giving the girlies faith.
Yes, because that is like one thing, you know, that keeps people from moving on. It's like, well, what if he was... Or, you know what I mean? What
could I have done different?
Yes.
What if he does this?
Yes.
The potential. I definitely don't think you can. Breakup tip. Don't be falling in love with people's potential.
No, because you're falling in love with a theory.
Yeah, something that could be, which is nice. It's nice to see potential in people, but that potential doesn't pay the bills. It doesn't show you actions to fill the things that your basic wants and needs in a relationship. So I agree with that.
Yes.
And I also agree, because I have been there, a crazy bitch. I was dating this guy. It wasn't a full relationship, but I was dating this guy once for a few months. Those are the ones that get you, though. Oh, the situationships.
They get you, yes.
The situationships will hurt you more emotionally than anything you've ever felt your whole life. But, we had been dating for a few months. I saw him 3-4 times a week, spending nights, this and that.
Yeah.
And then he stopped talking to me, and I was shook. So of course I had to do my Finsta investigating, and I found out that he was dating his ex, and I found he was dating his ex again. And so I found her OnlyFans, and I subscribed to her OnlyFriends from my best friend's OnlyFans.
That's okay.
So I could lurk.
Yeah, no, that was literally me. I requested this girl on my Finsta, total.
Of course.
Just seeing what she was posting and everything, and knowing that what she was posting was about my boyfriend, ex. It's a whole rabbit hole. If that, God forbid, that ever happens to me again, I just know that it has nothing to do with the girl.
Exactly.
That it's, you know what I mean, all on my partner.
Also, it takes 2 to tango. They can't just be you weren't here, you weren't this. So that's where we have communication needs. Okay. Yeah. So all together, people, to round that up, we have don't get fucked up, feel your feelings.
Yes.
Journal. Don't be a stalker. You're going to hurt yourself.
Yeah, you're going to hurt yourself.
What was your last one?
Don't be fixated on like not meeting someone new, because meeting someone new can be 10 times better.
Look, yeah, I needed to hear that right now.
You did? Oh
Yeah.
no, seriously. It's so refreshing when you meet someone new. And
because I just started dating, and I feel like it was kind of a situation where I was with that guy for like, if we want to talk about like the span of our life and not just like the relationship, it was like 7 years. And so like I was like, so I was thinking that, but like recently I started dating and I was like, you know what? No, like I think I was right. I think everything I said of the reasons why we broke up came true.
Yeah.
Nothing changed, this, that, the third. And so now I'm like, you know what? No, there has to be more. Like there has to be better.
And there is, I promise you there is.
Well, I
Yes.
started dating and I'm just like, wow, like when you start dating, first of all, you learn so much. It's so wild because I'm like, in theory, really haven't dated in my lifetime. I've just been like serial hopping relationships or situationships.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm learning so much, but it's interesting to see the things that guys you barely know will do for you. And it's like, oh,
And
like
the guy.
yeah, there's some
Yeah.
shitty guys. There's some really shitty guys out there, but then
Especially in
there's
LA.
guys that'll literally like, you know, like tell you you're beautiful all the
Yeah.
time. They'll just do the things that you always were like begging to be done.
Right.
And they'll get done on like a third date and you'll be like, whoa, like what, huh? Like,
this will be the last thing I say, like not to be, I hate being all mushy and gushy, but
yes.
I remember begging my ex, because with OnlyFans and stuff, like this could be a thing where you know, we could eventually have our own OnlyFans agency or blah, blah, blah. Didn't want to hear about it. Fast forward, Michael does all of these things for me. He like actually keeps me up on my game. I don't know. It's just very reassuring knowing that like someone is supportive and I'm not doing anything wrong. Because when you're, you know, told something over and over again, you start thinking like,
Believe it.
Is this not good, or is this not what I should be doing? You know what I mean? So
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. Thank you. And you'll be like just fine dating. It's fun.
Thank you.
You have to look at it that way. It's fun learning and fun going out and
Oh, it's fun.
oh,
it's fun, bitch.
I love it.
Girl.
I love it.
I'll tell you later.
Okay,
you know.
episode 2.
But on that note, you know, we'll talk about that one day on the podcast, but we have to go today. So,
Well, thank you so much for having me. This was
you
so
for being
fun.
here.
I literally this morning, I never get up on time from my alarms. I hit snooze like 4 times.
My life.
Bitch, I was up before my alarm.
Yay!
Because I was so excited.
Yay,
Yes,
me too.
I was.
I literally texted Jenny. I was like, I'm so excited. Molly's coming in today.
We have to, or not even, I mean, I would love to come on again, but we have
Oh,
to
yeah.
hang out.
Oh, yeah.
This is so,
Hang
I love
out.
this.
We'll do another
Yes.
podcast, season 4. You know,
Ooh, season 4, that's huge.
season 4 is gonna come. This is season 3,
Right,
But
but, like-
season 4, I feel it in me bones. It's
But, like,
coming back.
Even to get season 3 and like speaking into existence, season 4,
Yes,
that's big.
Exactly.
Congratulations,
Thank
sis.
you.
Ooh.
I'm trying. We're trying to help the girlies,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Because God knows someone has to.
Yeah, right?
Okay. So Molly, can you tell everyone where they can find you?
Yes. So I am Mollipop. It's MOLLIIPOP on Instagram. And if any of the girlies or the guys want to see OnlyFans, it's the same thing on OnlyFans, Mollipop.
Beautiful. Anything else you want to plug?
Oh, I guess I can say Michael and I started our OnlyFans agency. So Fan
Ooh.
Links is, Fan
Okay.
Links.
So if you're thinking about you need an agent, hit
Yes,
up Molly.
Yes.
Talk to her, and I mean, we'll see what
excited.
happens. I'm excited. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's gonna be so fun.
It's just time, because I'm like, I want to step away from OnlyFans and I want to get into like the management part.
Yeah,
of it.
you want to be on the other side.
Yes.
And that's
Yeah.
nice. You want to be more like marketing. I
Yeah,
love it.
We love a marketing queen.
We love it. Yeah, you get you a girl who can do both.
Yes, 100%.
And on that note, that concludes today's episode of Stoned and Horny. Thank you so much for listening. Remember, if you want a chance to join the conversation, to follow us on Instagram at the Stoned and Horny Podcast. Leave a comment, and don't forget to follow us on all of our other socials. I'm Hayley, and I'll see you on next week's episode.
Thank you.